Hey guys, welcome back to another lesson. So today we are going to be talking about how to grow your model's profile on Twitter and obviously all of the OnlyFans subscribers that come with that. So let's get straight into why Twitter is a really, really great place to promote your model. And the number one reason is that unlike Instagram, unlike a lot of these other platforms, TikTok, etc., Twitter actually allows not safe for work content. So that is a huge, huge benefit. Another massive benefit with Twitter as well is the direct messaging system is way, way better than that of Instagram. And essentially, guys, you are not going to have to worry about whether your model is too explicitly dressed in a picture. You're not going to really have to worry about account bans or anything like that. So that is why Twitter is a really, really great place to begin advertising your model. So in terms of the account setup, now the first thing you guys need to do, which is so, so crucial, is to label your model's Twitter account not safe for work. So it's simply all you need to do this is going to be to tap on the profile in the right-hand corner of the screen, go into settings, navigate to privacy and settings, just below the account tab, and then select your tweets, and then just mark your media. Is that the tweet is essentially going to contain sensitive material. Now, what this essentially does is it's gonna hide the content away from anyone that doesn't want to see not safe for work content. So obviously, everyone that subscribes to OnlyFans creators, they're gonna have that turned off. They're gonna have the filter turned off. So you're gonna obviously they're gonna be able to see your posts, but it just keeps essentially just keeps it safe for everyone. So make sure you do that first. It's gonna make sure your account doesn't get banned and make sure you do not encounter any issues on Twitter. Now, Part two, now as usual, we've discussed in many, many videos, just ensure the profile picture and the bio and obviously the banner as well are enticing and of really high quality. Now, it's so essential that you obviously add the link for OnlyFans into the bio, obviously use the usual way that you guys do, be it Linktree or preferably your own domain, and have it there amongst the socials. Now, personally, I'd say have a direct OnlyFans link in the bio. It just reduces the click to purchase time, which is what we always talk about. That's going to be the call to action on your model's Twitter account. Now, obviously, make sure to disable precise location as well. Obviously, by default, Twitter collects and essentially stores your location, your coordinates for model safety, that kind of thing. You do not want that to, essentially, you do not want that to show. So it's just going to obviously increase the chances of going viral, and you want to be seen by people worldwide. You don't just want it to be the model's country, and this is especially true if your model is based in somewhere like South America. You don't want the content to just be being pushed to them because they are going to be really low-end subscribers. They're not going to have a huge amount of money, so you want it to be worldwide. And in terms of how you do that, go to settings and privacy, click on the tab, privacy and safety, tap on precise location and disable it. Okay, so it's also a really good idea to buy some followers for your model's Twitter account. Just adds to a bit of the social proofing, just makes it look like the model has been active for longer than they have been, which is always a really, really big plus point, and just adds a lot of validity as well when we get to the shout out stage, which we're going to talk about in a moment as well. So in terms of posting, obviously select your photo and video. Obviously on Twitter you do have quite a large room to type in and to tweet in, but try and keep it as concise as possible, but still being descriptive and engaging. Once again, think of the rhetorical questions. Who wants to undress me? Who wants to be my content partner? Whatever you guys want to do. It's best to essentially grab the viewer's attention, concise caption, engaging clip. They're going to obviously, from there, move on to the OnlyFans link. So I would not recommend actually putting the OnlyFans link directly in the post because people don't really like feeling like they're being sold to. They may want to scroll through a few videos, a few clips, etc., and then that's when they're going to be converted. But if you have the OnlyFans link, it looks a little bit beggy. So I'd say just have it in the bio. Don't be putting it in the posts directly. So encouraging people to actually take action on your tweets is really important as well. So saying things like retweet if you'd fuck me, that's obviously going to increase the engagement. It's also a really good idea to watermark the post with your OnlyFans name just in case they get shared around onto other platforms as well. They're still going to know where to sub to your model's OnlyFans. And obviously, just like Reddit, be as interactive as possible completely across the platform. Twitter interaction is number one key point. So obviously make sure that your model is posting a minimum of once per day as well. We're going to talk about responsibilities that they have later on in this lesson, but it's really, really key to building a strong Twitter account in terms of just consistency. You need to be posting minimum once a day, ideally 2 to 3 times per day. High quality, engaging posts. So one of the best ways to grow your model's Twitter account is going to be via shout outs for shout outs. Now, what a shout out for shout out is, you guys should already know this by now, but it's where obviously one model will do a shout out of another model, the other model will do a shout out of the other model, right? Super, super simple. So preferably, you guys are going to want to try and find models that fit your model's niche. Now, when I say niche, I'm talking about looks, ethnicity, body type. So if you have a slim Latina model, you're also going to want to find a slim Latina model to do shout-outs for shout-outs with, on the basis that her followers already are fans, obviously, of slim Latinas. So it's just going to massively increase the conversion rate. Whereas if you have a slim Latina model and then you have got a, like a larger build, maybe white girl, something like that, the conversion isn't really going to be there because you're going to be basically pitching to the wrong audience. So the first thing you want to do is try and find models that are in a similar niche and that have a similar look to your model. Now, to obviously look for these models, head over onto Twitter search, and you'll want to search for terms like, SW retweet group. SW stands for sex workers, by the way. So SWSFS, SWRT, OnlyFans shoutouts for shoutouts. There's so many groups. So many groups that are essentially just geared towards this. So they're really, really easy to find. Now, obviously, after you perform a search, click on the latest tab, and you're going to basically see another bunch of active models who are open and eager to trading shoutouts with you. Obviously, you can often be on OnlyFans as well. So you can obviously do shoutouts for shoutouts on OnlyFans and obviously on Twitter. So if you're just beginning, you've got a few followers and fans, it's going to be a little bit difficult to get models with bigger followings to shout you out. They're just not going to see the value in doing it. But obviously, as you grow and as you trade shoutouts for shoutouts and you grow your social proofing across all of the platforms, you're going to be able to interact and do this with larger models, which is obviously just going to increase your subscription rate even more. So, either way, it's a really, really powerful way of just consistently putting your model in front of large audiences. You can actually do paid shoutouts on Twitter as well. We've got a whole other lesson on that called Guaranteed Gains later on in the course, so make sure to check that out. But yeah, there's a whole host of options, but shoutouts for shoutouts on Twitter are a really, really good way to go. Now, don't restrict your outreach to models that are actively looking for shoutouts. Some of these models that are just starting out, as there is a lot of them nowadays, they may not actually know how powerful it can be. Now, if you think about the level of success that you're going to have for a shoutout for shoutout model, if they've never really done them before, it's going to be much, much bigger than a model that spams shoutouts for shoutouts all the time. So try and find models that aren't actively promoting it. Find OnlyFans models that are, maybe they're fairly large, but shoutouts for shoutouts isn't something they've really done a huge amount of. Maybe they're a little bit new to Twitter. So, find those. That is where you're going to essentially get the better results. It's the same with paid shoutouts for shoutouts as well. If you find a model that's never done it, go for it, because the fans haven't been sold to, they've not been spammed. So that's just a little top tip for you guys. Don't restrict your outreach to models that are actively advertising shoutouts for shoutouts. Send them a message, build a bit of a relationship, and obviously you can do maybe multiple with them across a period of time. Paid shoutouts for shoutouts. As I mentioned briefly a moment ago, if you're using this method, you're going to encounter a lot of adverts and offers of paid shoutouts. Now, if you're just starting out, it's way better to push organic methods, build relationships with other models, and grow that way. But obviously, if you've got some money to hand and you're inclined to do a paid shoutouts for shoutouts, what's really important is just before you do it, make sure you ask to essentially see the previous results. So you're going to want to see the number of fans she's got on her OnlyFans account, for example, social reach, and the model has to, you have to ensure it's an effective way to spend money. Now, a way of combating this is through Guaranteed Gains. As I mentioned, there's a full lesson on that. That'll all become very, very clear to you guys. So by using Guaranteed Gains, that is a way to essentially ensure that the pay shoutouts for shoutouts is going to bring you some solid results. It basically takes away the risk factor. Now, using the right hashtags on Twitter is really, really important. I mean, hashtags is pretty much what Twitter is famous for. We've included a few examples there. Obviously, make sure to try out a few of your own, make it niche specific. But another thing you guys can actually experiment with is hashtags revolving around current events or trends. So maybe something happens with Elon Musk or Tesla, whatever. Try using some hashtags which are essentially involved in that current situation, and you could see your model, be pushed to a massive, massive audience. Some people that may have never even been OnlyFans subscribers before. So potentially experiment with hashtags, current events, that kind of thing. It's all about building a brand for your model. Twitter direct messaging. Now, followers on Twitter don't actually get a notification when you tweet, but by default, they do get a notification when you message. So this can be a really handy way to actually reach out and engage with your followers directly. Now, how you do this, super simple. I'll take you through a little step-by-step guide. Tap the envelope icon on your profile. You're going to be directed to messages. Obviously, create a new message with this icon. Enter the usernames of the people you wish to DM, obviously, and write your message. So, write something, hey, nice to see you, whatever. Include a video, picture, GIF, whatever you guys want to put in your post. For animated GIFs, tap the GIF icon and just search for it that you've got it saved. So if you're doing GIFs on Reddit, it's a really, really great way to repurpose these on Twitter as well. When you finish, tap the send icon if you're on Android, iOS device, Paper Airplane. If you're on PC, hit the DM send button, and get that message sent. Obviously, this is going to be pretty time consuming for you guys. So there are a lot of options and bots and things like that that can help you with this. Now, we actually have a specific Twitter bot, which is absolutely top notch. It's done some absolutely crazy work for us. So obviously, if you're in the Aura mentoring group, that's fucking brilliant because it's in there. It's discussed on our weekly calls. We have all the links and everything you guys need for that. But yeah, that's a really, really key element here. It's very time consuming. So finding the perfect bot is essential for Twitter as well. Hopefully that has made Twitter promotion crystal clear for you guys. It is a really, really great platform to promote on. You do not have to worry about all the things you're going to worry about for TikTok and Instagram in terms of explicitity. So get on Twitter, get promoting, and get making that money. I will see you in the next video.